Hi guys, this is Mary from Crafty Me Must Plays, and this is our project that we're going to be working on. We will be making the witch's hat, which you can see right here, and this is my non-witch's hat, fall hat. I thought maybe it might look a little bit like a scarecrow hat. If you've been around Stampin' Up for any length of time, you know that a few years ago they had a kit to make a witch's hat, and I loved the kit, but unfortunately they sold out so fast I never got to have one. So I went on stampinup.com, and the video is still there. You can find it for the kit, how to put it together, basically what the parts were. And I recreated my own version. So today, in a very long video, I'm going to show you how you can create your own too. Stay tuned. Most of all the products that we are going to use to make the witch's hat are from the Magic in This Night suite, which is, you can get it for one price for the whole suite. And you will get the glitter paper, the black glitter paper. You will get this is what I have left of the pack of paper, the designer series paper. You get 2 sheets of each design. I've used quite a bit so far of mine. You get the Iridescent Pearls. You also get the Hallows Night Magic stamp set, which is a cling stamp set. And you also get these Stampin' Emboss dies that go with this, that will cut out your spiders, your bats, your flowers, your trim, and 2 different types of greeting holders or windows, whichever you use them for. Last week we used them as windows to make our luminary. This week we're going to use them for the greeting on the front of the hat. You also would get the Cobwebs embossing folder, which I used a couple weeks ago to make some little treat boxes, and that's everything in the set. Oh, the ribbon, I forgot to show you this ribbon. This is the metallic mesh ribbon. It looks very much like cobweb, and it's very functional for all of these beautiful items. So here's our paper again. That, like I said, that's the Magic in This Night suite is what I'm working out of for this set. So we will get started. You will need 2 sheets of paper. You will need 12 by 12 paper. You'll need 2 sheets. You will need the cobweb or the mesh die ribbon, the pearls, and the die set. Also, you will need a piece of cardboard for the brim of the hat. Now, I don't know if you save any of the cardboard that comes from your kits. I will show you what I'm talking about. I would show you on the black glitter paper. Unfortunately, that's what this one is cut out of. So this is gold glimmer paper. And as you can see, it comes with a heavy cardboard piece on the back to hold it. Now what I do is save them, and then I have them if I need a piece of heavy cardboard. I just took an 8-inch dinner plate and used it as a template to make my circle. Just a regular dinner plate. Turned it upside down, drew around it, took my paper snips, and cut it out. I chose these 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper from the pack. You can see this is the one with bats. On the other side are these larger print roses. And this is smaller print roses with a, to me it reminds me of flocked wallpaper like you used to see a long time ago in people's houses. And this is Pretty Peacock is the color. So we're going to use these two. I'm going to use the smaller ones for the circle, for the base, and then I'm going to use this to make my cone. Now on the other project, I used paper that has been discontinued a long time. I don't like to waste good paper when I'm just trying to build something for my head. So I used paper that had been discontinued a long time ago to make it, which you cannot buy anymore. In this video, you will be able to buy everything that I'm showing you. So we're gonna get started by gluing the paper to our cardboard. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, you could either use tear and tape, you could use the Stampin Seal, you can use Tombo multi-glue if you like that one. Whatever you prefer. I'm going to use, oh, we also have the Stampin Seal Plus, which is stronger like your tear and tape. I'm just going to use the Stampin Seal and kind of put it around the edges and then across the middle. Okay, and then I'm just, the paper is upside down from the way I want it. I want this side, so I'm going to put it upside down and put this in the center and just glue it down. Then you'll just cut it out, and that will be the base for your hat. Okay, now I'm about to fold the hat, or the crown, the pointed part, whatever you want to call it. This is not rocket science. All I'm simply going to do is put tear and tape along one edge and try to meet the two edges together like this. And then I'm going to put it together. It's not easy. I'm not going to claim that it is. All the way down to the point, and then we will work with cutting off the bottom part. Stand by. All right, here we go. Like I said, this is not an exact science by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just going to line this up along this edge here. Or at least I'm going to try and get it on the edge. If I put my glasses on, it might work better. Let's try that. And move this piece of cardboard out from underneath my top too. Here we go. All right, now you got to get that off, the tear and tape off. I think I'm going to need a little bit more of the tear and tape, so I'm just going to take a one more small piece, and line it up. Okay. Now they, in the kit, gave you a styrofoam cone. I tried to find one that would work, but I could not find one that would fit right for what I was doing. So I just stuffed mine, and I will show you what I did in just 1 minute as soon as I attempt to line these up and get them to work here. Go. And that's my cone. Now I'm going to take my paper snips again. I'm going to fix this little bit up here at the top, cut it off, so I have a nice point. And then down here, what I just did was cut straight across. I just cut it straight across, which is not going to be very even, but then you got to put some little grooves in it to glue it down anyway. So, okay, and you end up with cut a little bit more off. I'm just going to round it. I'm not going to cut it straight across. I'm going to round it off. Like that. Okay. Now we have kind of a witch's hat there, the pointy part. All right, and now in order to get it down here on here, you're going to have to cut some slits, slats, whatever you want to call it. I didn't even measure. I'm sorry, I am very bad at measuring. I just cut the slits all the way around, which if you watch the video on Stampin' Up, you will see that it comes this way. In the kit it did already cut, but I just made my own. So, and then if you just kind of press it down, you can get them to line up pretty well all the way around and get them out from underneath so that you can lay it down. Kind of bend them forward a little bit so you can glue them down to the, okay, and that will be your base. Now you won't see any of this because we're going to cover it, so you won't see it. Actually, we're going to fold it this way into itself once we stuff the hat. Okay, I'm just going to use, and this was my trick, I'm using paper towel. I'm just stuffing the hat with paper towel to give it the shape that I want. I think it was like 4 sheets. And then I'm going to take all of these edges and glue them in on themselves like this to the paper towel. Making them as even as I can all the way around to give me the shape of my hat. And then you just glue it down like that to your base. So I'll be right back. I'm going to get that done and I will return in 1 minute. Okay, I put a generous amount of Tombo multi adhesive on the bottom here of my cone for my hat, and then I'm just going to stick it down here on here like this, and I'm going to hold it in place for as long as it takes for it to really kind of dry down in place the way I want it to be. While it's setting, you have time to move it around and make sure you have it centered where you want it, and then it will dry in place. Okay, I've got my lovely little hat, and as you can see, it's pretty tightly down there. It's not falling off anymore. I've bent the top of it just a bit to give it a sassy little bend. The bell that I have hanging on the other hat, I don't see anything that compares to it, but you can go out and buy those little jingle bells, is basically what it is at the store. So the next step is we're going to use, I hope you don't mind, I've already cut everything out because otherwise this would be interminably long. So we are going to use this beautiful trim that is one of the dies. I've cut it out of Blackberry Bliss cardstock, And to give it a little more flair, we're going to mount it to a piece of black cardstock. And I'll show you what I mean. Get some black cardstock on here. Okay. Black cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it to this and then run it all the way around the hat so that you will be able to see it like a brim, like a, oop, there's my mouse for my computer, like a little decoration around the base of the hat at the brim. So we will get that done. We're just going to use, this is Stampin Seal, as you can see it. I'm going to put it so that it's at the bottom. And then the next piece, I'm going to go along the edge of this instead of on that piece. And we'll just put them together like this. And then we'll go together and make another piece. We'll be back in 1 minute. All right, here's what I've done. I've taken 3 strips, they're all 1 inch of black paper, and glued them together. And now I'm just going to run my trim on it, and then we will cut off what we don't need. Woo, very sticky. Okay. Woo. Dropped my tape on the ground. Okay. There's a couple more of my trim pieces. I have lots of pieces cut out here. Different things I've been working on. Cutting them out ahead of time saves me time on the videos. Okay. So this ends up being 2, 4, 6 of the die cut pieces and 3 strips of 1 inch by 8.5 inches. So what is that? 8.5 by 3 is 16, 24, 26 inches. And 6 of the die cuts. And then we're going to wrap it around the base here. As you can see, we're going to end up with lots of extra that we really don't need, and cut it where we need it. So it will look like that. And I will be right back after I glue it on there. All right. This is what it looks like now that I have the brim on. And we're also going to cover it with some lovely, and make a nice bow. Now for that you'll probably need a good 24 inches, which I'm going to use the rest of what I've got left on my roll here. I've used a lot of this ribbon. Need to order more. Now you want to decide where you want. I'm going to put the ribbon going off opposite from where the little, and then I'm going to put my Happy Halloween on the facing me here on the front, or this side. So what you're going to do is just put your around, and it will probably stick semi to what's sticking out from underneath, and then you just tie yourself a nice bow off the edge, and I'll be right back. And there's our ribbon. As you can see, I made a nice little bow, and now we're just going to decorate our hat. I put a few dots of Tombo multi liquid adhesive in the front to hold the ribbon in place, and that's our hat so far. Now all we have to do is decorate it, and I am going to use a bunch of leaves which I have cut out. Now the leaves are not in the Hallows Night bundle. The leaves are in Gather Together. Gather Together has your leaves dies and your fall greetings and sayings. It has your Gather Together, season of things, wishing you well, and then your leaves and your pumpkins, your bits of grain. And here are the dies inside. You can see there's one large leaf, and then these leaves are all very textured. When you cut them out, they have that texture on them. And then you have your pumpkins. So I use the pumpkins and the leaves for my scarecrow hat. I'm just going to use the leaves for the witch's hat. And I have them mostly all cut out. I've used, this is Cajan Craze. I used Cherry Cobbler, Cajan Craze, and of course there is in here somewhere, yes there are, there they are, Pumpkin Pie. Those are the 3 different colors that I've used, and here are what the little leaves look like with the impressions on them. I'll hold it up so you can see how it impresses on them. And then I'm just going to use a real little bit of, there's a soft suede and my dauber, and I'm going to do the edges with my dauber to give it a more I've fallen from the tree look. I don't want to see I'm not alive, but basically, yeah, fall, crunchy leaves on the ground. And then you can also just bend them and shape them so they look more used and tattered. I'll put them on her brim, on the hat itself. Here's what if you stamp them with the stamp set, that's what the leaves, the big ones, will look like. I also have bats for the hat, and as you can see, this one has the web, spider web, cobweb impression on it. I also have some bats that are just stamped with the dies, with the stamps, and then cut out with the dies. These ones here. And somewhere in this bag I might actually even have some that are the glimmer paper. I tried so many different ideas that I even have some of the roses that are cut out. You can put those on. I mean, there's just so many ways to decorate. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put, yeah, I like this side better. So I'm going to put my Happy Halloween, which I've already cut out. I used the dies from Hallows Night Magic and the paper. And then I will just, somewhere in here, yeah, there it is. I already have one cut out that says Happy Halloween, and then I will just put that on the center of that, and it will be like the front of my card, my hat. So I'm gonna get busy decorating. I don't know how to speed up video. I'm still trying to figure video out, so I'm just gonna turn off the video and finish this, otherwise this will be 8 hours long. Like I said, I'm using leaves from the Gather Together stamp set with the dies, the bundle with the dies, and the Hallows Night Magic stamp set with the dies. I'm also using, I'm going to use some of the pearls. I use the ribbon. I have some spiders that I'm going to put on here. Oh, here we go. There's the glitter paper. I don't know, can you see it glittering? That's your bats. That's the black glimmer paper. I'm going to use that. And I will show you in a little bit what I've gotten finished. Okay, so somehow the end of my video disappeared into the stratosphere somewhere. So I had no finished product, but here it is. Here's my finished hat. You can see I put the bats on. I have my little Happy Halloween that I painted in with markers. I have my cringy spiders with my iridescent pearls and my shiny bats. And I have the little jingle bell here hanging off, and all of my leaves that I crushed and smushed and made into mine. They do have in the August-December mini catalog, they do have these Acorn Trinkets that I think would look really cute at the end of this on your hats. If you wanted to have a dangly, or you could put it on this one, which is the fall hat, your scarecrow hat, your autumn harvest hat, your whatever you want to call it hat. So this is the end of my video. I do have my two hats here. Sorry that this is weird like it is, but somehow it got lost. So I'll see you next week when we're going to make another Halloween project. Take care. See you then.